Good morning, everyone. It's another happy Saturday in Albert Voigt, Texas, where it was, about 38 when we woke up, but it's warming up nicely. And as you can see, it's a beautiful sunny day. We are in the laboratory, and today we're actually going to plant some plants. Instead of cutting down trees, cutting down devil vine, dividing and digging iris. Sure, I need to do that too, but we are going to actually plant some plants. We're going to go outside and look at the Vego Garden in a minute, and for that we have these tomatoes. We have 3, 2 early girls and a celebrity, because that's what I like to grow. The early girl I always get because it's an early girl. It's my favorite tomato. It will give you tomatoes in about, 70 days or so. They're not very big. Don't fall into the habit of buying beefsteak or biggest boy or anything that says mammoth or huge. They don't do well in Texas. It's too hot. They stop setting buds early. The early girl is an indeterminate tomato, which Pete's going to explain to you now. It means they don't all turn red at one time. Now, we also have my other second favorite, a celebrity, which is a determinate one, in that they all kind of go at the same time. But it's a very good tomato. Again, it's not big, and that's what you want. And this year, because we're selling our house in Hazlet, I only planted 2 tomatoes down there, just so the garden could have something growing. And also, I don't know how soon we'll get out of here or whatever, but I maybe could have some more tomatoes. So I'm kind of depending upon that little garden thing to get my tomatoes this year, because I'll buy anything but a tomato. You've got to have real tomatoes. No onions or any of that this year. This is an aside. Aaron is fixated on those Mexican plums. He's gone through that whole thing and decided we could have like an orchard right there. And I told him that he needed to get like some marking paint or something and make sure he mark them, so that, Doug or him later on down the road don't get all excited and cut them off. Anyhow, so we're going to do that. We also, Crystal and I, as you well know, or you should, maybe you don't, we went to the nursery the other day. And oh boy, was that fun. And there I was looking for the proven winners. I don't remember the name, maybe Blue Chiffon, something like that. It's a blue-ish Rosa Sharon or Alcea. They didn't have it, but they had this dude who's from Garden Debut or D-Bud. I don't know how you pronounce that. I don't know who these people are, but anyhow, I Googled it. So it's called a blueberry smoothie, Alcea bush. And we're going to plant it on the side of the red shop because it's time. We brought some stuff around here now. Well, this is, when you think about an Alcea, they're also called Rosa Sharon. They're also called hardy hibiscus, and they're all, I'm sure, a little different. But they're different from your tropical hibiscus in that they're not tropical. This one is hardy to 10 below 0. So we'll hope that that's true. We don't ever get that cold here, knock on. Stand by. Knock on wood. We have Carolina jasmine, which we may or may not get planted today. I don't know about that, but we'll try. Crystal's going to bring me, this is a climber. We're going to put it down by the Jeep because I want to get some more stuff going down there. And Crystal's got an obelisk that she's going to loan me again. So we're going to put it there somewhere. That is the plan. And mostly important, do you want me to pick it up?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to pick something up now. When we were at the Fossil Creek Nursery the other day, Crystal's like all around high holy hell. They've got a Peggy Martin. They've got a Peggy Martin. I know we've told the story of Peggy Martin before. This is my only rose I have left in Hazlet. And I was able to get a piece of it, and it's slowly growing down by the Jeep. But we're going to plant this one also down there. Peggy is a tough mother of a rose. She just does little pink roses. She's very prolific. You just plant her along the fence and watch her go. And she is named after a lady who, I don't know, grew them. I don't know. She was from Louisiana, but the whole point of this story and how I was introduced to it was in Southern Living. There was an article right after Hurricane Katrina. This rose, when the 7-8 foot water went down from the floods, came back and grew. So she's a tough cookie. She'll take a lot of rain and she'll also take a lot of drought, which is what we have here more. We're excited about that. And today we have on Romper Room. Now this I dug up from my house. Why Crystal doesn't like these, I don't know.
I do like them.
They're really cool. Well, I don't think you don't ever speak nicely about them. This is oxalis. It's my personal favorite. It's green with a pink flower. I'm afraid the deer are really gonna like them, but I brought deer repellent along, and we'll talk about more about that later, because I think we're just gonna have to spray the tomatoes and everything with that. Anyhow, it's a perennial, comes back every year. It's a cool season one. It'll just kind of disappear into nothingness come summer, but they're pretty. Like right now, they're really blooming at my house, and clumps will be about this big. This is a salvia greggii. Everything here except for the tomatoes are perennials that come back. I love these. We're trying to figure out a way to, kind of start bringing the hummingbirds and stuff up here. They do love these. I also bought 2 Turk's cap, which I left at home, and the hummingbirds adore those, and I'm going to put them on the path to Chicken Run on the other side and let them grow there. So this blooms red. It gets, fairly big. Gorgeous in the fall. It blooms in the summer, but it's not as pretty as in the fall. It's called autumn sage for that reason. It's not a sage, but I don't know. I don't name the crap. I just tell you about it. So that's what we got going today. So what we should do at this point is quit talking and go plant these things. We're gonna start with the tomatoes. Yay. So everybody run over to the Vego Garden. Yay! See what we're dealing with. Needs to be about here-ish. Anyhow, did you see the part where I said, if you want to help me pick this up? Did you see that part?
Why did you open it?
Oh my God.
Make me crazy.
1, 2, 3. It's heavy.
Watch out, you're going to switch plant.
Not going to switch that plant. This is what happens when family gets together on the weekend. Maybe y'all drink and play poker. No, we plant pots and argue. Why don't you just put all this out? Me.
Why don't you act some sense?
Hi. Now what we're doing is planting these tomatoes in this Vego Garden. There's a layer that I have a video of that you really didn't get to see a video of. After there was the wood, there was sticks and leaves, and then this stuff here underneath is the compost that Crystal and I bought from that crazy guy. And now we're putting potting mix on the top, and we're going to plant these 3 tomatoes. And we're going to pray that the cages that I have at home will fit in this Vego Garden. Well, we are going to plant these a little deep. These aren't real tall. Hi, guys. Jake's looking at his shadow. He's fixated. So we're going to plant this about like that. All those stems that were stuck in the ground, they'll make roots. It's a good thing. What's it called?
The googly method.
Isn't it Kugel?
Hugelkultur.
I thought it was
Kegels?
Kult or Hugel.
Kegel?
No, it's
The
Hugelkultur.
Kegel method.
The Kegel method?
Anyhow, so the Vego people recommend this one method of filling these to save money. And yes, because if you look at this thing, and if you were putting like Miracle-Gro garden soil and potting soil in here, you would be in for $200, I would say. So for considerably less, we lined the bottom with old rotten logs, which we have a million of up here. That went about like this. Then I took leaves and composted leaves and sticks, did another. So we were about to here with that nonsense. Doug put a scoop of compost in here, and we spreaded that out. And then you just saw us put the Miracle-Gro on the top. So much more effective way, and it will, in theory. Jake, you missed the buzzer.
As the leaves compost, won't the whole top?
Yes, it will. You're going to have to top dress it probably a couple times a year. By the time these are done, we'll have to top dress it.
When the soil is exhausted, can you just pick the whole damn thing up and start over?
Theoretically, it should all be compost at that point.
Yeah,
So you can use it to help the next
How long
bed.
does it take for it to break down before you have to do it again?
10 to 12 years.
5 años, they say.
Probably did we do a whole episode of buying this compost from that crazy guy?
No.
Well, we bought some compost from a crazy guy up here, and it is full. Let's just say that the dogs love to roll in it, so I think it's got a lot of horse crap in it. He was a hoot, that gentleman.
I want you to talk about Mexican plums.
We found a whole forest. Well, we didn't find a whole forest. I'm sure y'all knew it was there, but it was new to me.
What we need to do is Google Mexican plums and find out if they're worthy of all our worry about
They
them.
smell good, so they're worthy.
Yeah, they only smell good for like a week.
I don't
Push
care.
like 4 or 5 over to make that little for cutting the road in.
Yeah.
They were yay big. There's some back down there though that are great
Giant?
big. Oh yeah. There's a whole cluster of like 3 or 4 right there together.
I didn't bring any Miracle Grow with me. Usually I would water this in with Miracle Grows. I'll do it.
Chlorine tablets.
Chlorine tablets.
Chlorine tablets.
So we have some Osmocote we're going to put down, and I put this down in addition to the Miracle Grow when I plant stuff, because I'm an overachiever. I gotta buy more of this, but I've already spent my allotment this week for the nursery, so I have to wait till next week. Next time the government check comes in. These are pretty tomatoes. All right, I'm watering in the Osmocote now. It'll be curious for the first few days to see, days and weeks to see, you know, how this does on water. I dig these up. Look how helpful that was. This is good dirt.
Yeah. Even dirt.
Said the woman sarcastically.
It'll come up. It just takes some effort.
And get off the phone and come dig this hole.
There you go.
Oh my God, the yard ate Aaron. This is how you dig a hole in North Texas. We're gonna plant that Althea bush here because it seriously will take this nonsense. We'll get some decent dirt in here and dig the hole a little deeper and wider than it needs to be. What we're finding in this hole is crap. Clay, clay, clay. This was the top of a hill. This is the top of a hill. So it's full of rock and clay. And plants that grow here need to be tough. While you were gone, Jake chased some buzzards. And Aaron brought us a pile of compost. And Crystal dug this big honking hole. So once I get the dogs to move,
Horseshit.
horseshit. Too low. Not too much too low, but too low. Something you'll notice as you garden in life and get older, getting down's a lot easier than getting up.
The most valuable commodity we have.
Dogs.
Water.
Water.
Yeah. Y'all knew how hard this water was to come by on this hill. It's not something we take for granted or take lightly. So anyhow, fingers crossed this sucker lives, because I am enamored of it. And in real life, it was supposed to get about yay high and about yay wide. So it's between these two windows. That would be nice. You could look out either window and enjoy blueberry smoothie Althea, brought to you in living color on NBC. Crystal and Aaron got to go home because we have more fun planned for today, and it involves leaving so they can come back to a different place that we're not going to go into, but it'll be swell. So anyhow, we had fun with flags and planting tomatoes and the Althea bush. Still got all that stuff to plant that we were talking about, but I'll go down and plant it later and not make a video of it. So that'll be fun for no one. You can guess what I'm doing. Digging a hole, putting a plant in. So everybody have a great day. It's really pretty. Get outside. Get outside. Go to your garden centers. Don't bother them with questions. Just figure stuff out on your own and get it and pay and leave.
Or send us your questions. We'll help
Or
out.
send your questions to P.O. Box 959, Boise, Idaho, 90218, and we will get right back with you. Cut.